So we're at the radiator stage of the build now, which is quite exciting. I've got to mount these two fans on the other side of this rad. I want puller fans on there, not pusher fans. And I've got rubber mounting grommets there, or bobbins, and I've got some metal work there. So time to get me thinking cap on and work out a frame. So there we go, both fans are in position. I need to drill the radiator frame to mount them correctly. I've also got to make up a couple of brackets here and here, or plates, because currently I'm going to be mounting this to fresh air, which isn't very good. So let's go on with that. So there we go, fans mounted, little aluminium brackets made up. I'm not going to spray them black, I think they look quite nice as they are. So, just got to work out how to fit them to the car now. Come out nice. Right, I guess it's time to see if they actually work after mounting them. So I've connected the two fans up, got my power probe, let's get some power in there. I'd say that was a complete success. Next job is to make a frame up to hold the radiator. Radiator's got to be at a slight angle so it doesn't go too near to the floor. The frame's going to be made out of this 1.6mm metal rectangular tubing. And I need to drill some mounting holes here and here and then start making a frame up. So that's the next job. So I've got my 4 rubber mounting bobbins in place. Let's make a frame up. So, as you've just seen, the radiator was sitting in front with the fan spinning away nicely. Now, I'm not overly convinced that stuffing the radiator up inside the, if that's the radiator, stuffing the radiator up inside the bumper is an efficient way of cooling it. I can't duct it very well like that. So, I'm thinking about putting it in this area here, maybe dropping it in there, cutting out this section at the front and having it more of a cowled kind of unit. So we've got ducting coming into that area and ducting coming out of that area. So that's my kind of thought process at the minute, and I shall let you know what I decide. Right, I've made a decision. I'm going to open up this section here, all along there, and have the radiator in there at an angle that way. So that's next. Right, another drastic mod. I've just cut the front out of that fiberglass section, and that's where I want my rad to go. So let's see if that fits in there. So there we are. I've placed that in position. I think that's going to be a much nicer airflow for the rad there. So I'm just finalising position, then I'm going to weld in some bracketry, and yeah, we should be good to go. Then I'll have to start all the ducting and that kind of stuff, but fairly happy with that. Scoop the air up into that area. I might need to drop the rad back a little bit more, but it's taking shape, I think. Tip the rad back like that. Have the scoop, kind of scooping up the air up into that space. Not sure whether that's a great idea or not. Probably have to drop the rad a little bit lower. But yeah, lots of options. Gonna need some thinking about this one. I haven't done any more chopping, honest. Yeah, I have actually. I think I found the solution. Cut a bit more out of that top section there, and I prefer the rad tilted that way. It just makes more sense having the air sort of come in that way and then exit up or out that way, rather than sort of up and down and all around like I was doing before. So I've just cut the front of that cross member there as well, which is that bit. So I'm gonna have to reinforce it a bit, I think, but I'm liking that. I think that's gonna be some good airflow with some ducting into there. So the saga continues. Right, a little bit of an update. I was a bit stupid, and although I'd had this part of the lock mechanism in place, I kind of thought that would clear the radiator. What I forgot about was that large hook for the bonnet. So what I've had to do is drop the radiator further forward to allow clearance. What I'm doing now, so I've got the basic frame, which it's like free floating on these bobbins. I want it separate to the chassis. And what I'm doing now is making up some steel brackets to kind of go in place there, and I'm going to do the same for the bottom. So I've cut 4 bits of steel out. I've put an angle on the front there so that sits nicely against that part of the frame. Same with the top one, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. So there's the frame welded up. Don't know what happened to my weld there. Went a bit chunky, but practice makes perfect and all that. Welding's a bit better that side. So there's the frame. I'm going to take all that off now and weld it all up properly. And I think we're pretty much there, which I'm really happy about. It took me ages to sort this out. So let's get this frame off and weld it up. There we go. There's the frame trimmed down and smartened up. Amazing what you can do with a flap wheel sander on some dodgy worlds. So yeah, I think I'll get that back on the car, just do one final check, and then I can probably paint it. So that's good. So there she is, all mounted and looking pretty good. I don't think I've overlooked anything. I probably have. I need to fill that hole because I've had to angle the radiator further forward again, and I'll have to take a little bit out of that corner there and re-fiberglass it to allow for the water inlet, or the inlet hose. So, yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Got to work out how I'm going to do the ducting to the bonnet and other things, but I need to get some more aluminium in. And then I can have a think about how to do the ducting. So that's the next stage, I think. So, there we go. Got to tidy all that up, spray it, fill the holes that I've drilled that I don't need. And yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, if only you could hold tools, Eddie, it'd be so useful. Do you want to go indoors now? You had enough? Come on, let's go in, shall we?